Talking about shooting way up, shooting way up, shooting way down. 7 o'clock today, we're going to get the latest inflation figures. What do you think?
I don't think it's terribly relevant one way or the other. I mean, if it goes up a bit and, oh, look at this, we're out of recession, or it goes down a bit, it doesn't really affect our daily lives. What affects us, as I keep banging on about, and this week I have launched quite a big campaign. I want Andrew Bailey, governor of the Bank of England, and Jeremy Hunt, the chancellor, to resign if they do not lower interest rates and lower taxation. Enough is enough. I mean, heaven forbid that the Bailey-osaurus and his thick-skinned friends actually raise interest rates a bit because inflation has increased, when again it's going to be coming from things that have got nothing to do with us three little kids, you know. We didn't make it happen. It's food, it's material, it's hooties. How does raising money and burdening us further help? So, yeah, I think it's really pretty irrelevant if these gents don't stop plowing money into the Tory war chest for huge tax cuts just before the general election. And you know, taking all of our money. People can't live like this.
Yeah, and just to explain, so we're expecting the figures at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
And we've got inflation at 4%.
Yeah.
All the smart money is on it coming down maybe 0.5%.
Yeah.
And the next interest rate decision for the Bank of England is actually tomorrow. But that's too soon for them to probably change course. Or do you think they might have taken in all of the...
I think they will wait to see what the Federal Reserve does in America. Bailey particularly, who never seems to have a mind of his own. I'm sorry, sir, you know, but that's how I feel. He always slavishly follows the Fed, and the situations are totally different. Number one, they have their own energy supply.
Yeah.
And number two, they have a huge amount of money, $1.7 trillion, under the mattress from the pandemic that people are now spending with alacrity. And so that's what's called demand pull inflation, which will be curbed by raising interest rates. Look what happened. It started going up. They raised interest rates. Inflation dropped by more than half like a rock. Here, we have cost push, non-consumer driven inflation. The Bailey-osaurus raised rates 14 times.
Yeah.
And he and his friends at the watering hole failed to notice that it had no effect through 14 different rises. I mean, how many football managers would you let onto the pitch, Isabel, to play the 14th match with the same playbook as the previous 13 games they'd lost?
Yeah.
I don't know what power these chaps have got, but we've got two completely unqualified people. My friend Alex Brummer, the city editor of the Mail for decades, said in an exclusive interview with me that Bailey is not an economist and he does not have the intellectual capacity for this role.
It's not just purely down to him, though, is it? I mean, there is a monetary policy committee who make those interest rate decisions together, which included you once upon a time.
Never. I've never been on the MPC. Never been on the MPC.
Okay.
Even the House of Lords, I'm glad you raised that, even the House of Lords Select Committee on Economic Affairs, only 2 months ago, was in the most silken British language you can imagine, but read between the lines, criticized the Bank of England and Bailey for, one, appalling forecasting and modeling of what's going to happen, two, horrible handling of inflation, three, groupthink, where no diversity, what happened to DEI? No diversity of opinion is allowed, and they've just appointed somebody the other day who is exactly the same.